Alright, listen. I'm sitting here talking about Colin Kaepernick, and I'm going to try to make this short. This video a little short. I've heard this a couple times, Colin Kaepernick being blackballed by the NFL because of his stance on the national anthem last year. His reasoning is, the reason why he didn't stand is because police are oppressing black people and other non-whites. That's what he says. And now the NFL don't want to. It's like a conspiracy. The NFL owners, I should say, don't want him playing on any other NFL football team. Well, some people might think that it's because he's just not a good football player, a good quarterback. And others will say, well, that's what it is. He's being blackballed by the NFL. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that there are certain owners who don't like him. I'm pretty sure that's the case. But when people said, and like me, he probably didn't know this, but I said when Tim Tebow was sitting there talking about Jesus Christ all the time, I honestly believe that he got blackballed by the NFL because of his religious beliefs. And not just religious beliefs, because people can have religious beliefs, but his spiritual beliefs on Jesus Christ. Because Jesus Christ, that just the name scares people. I mean, you can barely say God on anything, but when you add Jesus to it, it becomes a bigger problem. And now you say, well, Marshall, there are NFL players who are Christians. And I agree with that, but they are not as loud as he is. I mean, he's got books and everything else about his faith in Jesus Christ. And every interview is about his faith in Jesus Christ. And you say, well, Tim Tebow was a terrible quarterback. Well, if you look at Colin Kaepernick's numbers, after Jim Harbaugh left, during Jim Harbaugh's coaching tenure at San Francisco, the team flourished. But you know, he went to the Super Bowl. He led the 49ers Super Bowl in 2012. I can't think of the guy's name. The quarterback, Alex Smith. That's his name. The quarterback got hurt. He had a concussion, and Colin Kaepernick took over after the 10th game of the season. So they had already really established themselves as a good playoff football team. And then they played the Baltimore Ravens in the Super Bowl. And then his first full season, he had a pretty good season, but you notice his average goes, his average completion average is like less than 60%. But he had a lot of yards passing, a lot of yards rushing. And they went to the NFC Championship game, got beat by the Seattle Seahawks. 2014, 2015, 2016, the 49ers all missed the playoffs every year. They missed the playoffs every year, those three years. And Colin Kaepernick couldn't keep his starting job. Well, you can blame it on whatever you want to, but I think his performance started going down. And it's because of him, not the coaching. We can argue that if you want to, but here's the point I'm wanting to make about Colin Kaepernick being blackballed by the NFL. First of all, I want to say this. Colin Kaepernick's not black. He's mixed. I couldn't care less if he was yellow with purple polka dots. And if you do care that he's black or white or mixed or whatever, that's a different problem. And you need to deal with that. Colin Kaepernick opted out himself from the 49ers. Left $14 million on the table. Said, I don't want to play for y'all no more. Okay? Whatever his reasons were, he left the 49ers. 49ers did not kick him out. And his contract was not up. He had 1 year left. Well, he had more than 1 year left, because I think in 2012 or 2013 he signed a 5-year deal, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So 2018. I think it might have been a 6-year deal, but he had 1 year left. So he had one more year left. All right. And $14 million on the table. While he was going through his rights, his freedom of not standing for the national anthem, his protest, the 49ers gave a lot of money to his protest, to his cause. And by the way, aren't there other NFL players? And you say, well, they're not as vocal. That's the same thing about Tim Tebow, that are still in the NFL, that didn't stand for the national anthem. Okay? All I'm saying is maybe he's just not that good of a quarterback. And he opted out himself. Now, on top of that, though, by the way, just for your conscience, now he says if he plays this year, he's going to stand for the national anthem because all of a sudden things have gotten better. No, we just don't see him on TV because the narrative has changed. We're going from police abusing the power to Donald Trump. It's all about what sells, or what brings you to the TV. And plus, you know, a lot of he was talking about being a Christian when in the beginning of his career. He's all about God. All his tattoos are Christian tattoos until he started messing around with that Nessa chick, and his numbers started going down. And then all of a sudden, he cares about Islamophobes and you know, Islamic people being mistreated, and now black folks being mistreated. All of a sudden, no, it's not like it's just happened a few years ago, which is ridiculous. Okay, because when he was a high school quarterback, baseball player, he had one scholarship to play football, and that was from Nevada. This guy was born in Wisconsin, raised by white parents, and moved to California and played football in Nevada. He wasn't black until now, till last year. And by the way, he was fined by the NFL for saying the N-word on the football field. So this is your hero. Look, like I said, I couldn't care less what color he is. I don't care less if he plays, again, I don't care if he has a stance on, or a protest on anything. That's fine. You live in America, you have that right to do so. But being blackballed by the NFL just because of that stance, I'm not so sure that's true.